thunder, I be feeling like I'm Chet. You switch up like KD.
What's going on, guys? Episode 3 of the Fan Take. I'm Cam. That's my homeboy Tweety, and we got a lot to get into with the NBA and a little bit of NFL offseason. First thing we got to get into is the NBA midseason, right after the All-Star break. A lot of storylines going on. First thing I want to talk about is the Celtics 8-game win streak. Currently, the Celtics on an 8-game win streak starting from February 4th. They have beaten the Grizzlies, the Hawks, the Wizards, the Heat, the Nets twice, the Bulls, and the Knicks on this current win streak. Only two of those teams are over 500, that being the Heat and that being the Knicks. The Celtics are first in the East currently, 45-12 win record. The Cavs are second in the East, and they are 7.5 games back, 37-19. My question to you is, what do you think? What do you think about the Celtics win streak, and what do you think the Celtics ceiling is going to be this year?
The Celtics win streak is very surprising. I didn't think they were going to be this good. I thought the trade was going to be a bust. But because
What?
like with Porzingis, he's always hurt, bro. But he's been playing this year. He's been thriving. And,
Yeah.
I don't. That 8-game win streak really doesn't mean too much. I mean, they didn't beat anybody too, just great. So I don't
Yeah.
think you can just move out the 8-game win streak and think they just got better like after the break or before the break or whatever. So I wouldn't just put the win streak out there like they just actually just beat like the Thunder, like, you feel me? Like they didn't just go on a stretch where they just beat great teams. They just beat teams that they were supposed to beat. And the East is just not competitive right now. So I mean, with Joel out, I mean, the East not competitive, bro. The East not.
What you mean? What you mean, bro?
The second seed is like the second seed in the East will be the 8th seed in the West, bro.
Bro, the Cavs are 37-19. do you want to go
That's
look
like
up?
5th seed. It's like
You want to go look up the West standings?
seed.
Want to go look up the West standings?
Bro, that's definitely 5th seed. They're gonna be under.
Bro,
They're gonna be under Clips, Thunder, T Wolves, and
the Clippers, they're a game behind the Cavs.
Oh,
And
okay.
the Clippers are 4.
So
Bro,
they're
it matches up almost even.
It doesn't.
But the thing is about it, in the West, most of the teams are like a game behind each other. See what I'm saying? But with the Celtics, they're making the East a little top heavy because they're 7.5 games in front of the second seed, and the Cavs and the Bucks, they're tied right now with wins, but the Bucks have 2 more losses than the Cavs do. But I mean, I think it's pretty competitive in the East. Only thing that makes the East look weird is because of the Celtics. Because the Celtics, they're first and they have a 7.5 game lead over the rest of the teams. So I think that's probably what you're looking at. Um, the West is a bit more competitive because, like I said, most of the teams are either a game or game and a half, 2 games between each other. But for me, talking about the Celtics, I think the Celtics are doing very good. I know it kind of looks weird because um, obviously it's a different core than what they used to. You got Marcus Smart that's gone. You got Robert Williams that's gone. You got Grant Williams that's gone. You bring Porzingis in. Got Drew Holiday in. So I guess the core, it looks a little different. I do think the overall roster and names, they have improved, and I think the Celtics are on a good pace. Like you said, you looked at the win streak. They only beat 2 500 over 500 teams, that being the Heat and the Knicks. So they have been beating the teams that they are supposed to beat, which is what you'll want. You don't want them losing to a team like the Hawks. You don't want them losing to a team like the Wizards. They played the Nets twice. I think it was a back to back. So they could have dropped a game there. Um, these are the type of streaks that you'll see with a a a deep contended team in the past. So I do think the Celtics ceiling this year should be finals. I don't know what team who in the East gonna beat them out to the finals.
Knicks, the
Oh, come
Knicks,
on now. Come on now.
the Knicks,
The Knicks ain't overcoming the semis. That's just the Knicks.
the Knicks.
Just had like the Clippers clip and the Cowboy and the who else? You know the teams, bro. You know the
The
teams that.
Knicks versus the Sixers in the Eastern Conference
But
Finals.
but but we gotta understand the Sixers. They moving down. The Sixers at one time they were tied at one. I want to say now they at six because Embiid went down.
They're playing a pretty tough schedule as of late. I've been seeing they playing teams that without Embiid they should lose to. So I believe they're gonna bounce back and stay probably within like five and 4, 6ish. So like that's not bad. And then with Embiid coming back, they're definitely gonna make the Eastern Conference Finals.
I want to get into the Bucks, but we're going to get to the Bucks a little bit later on. I want to go ahead and get into the Lakers. The Lakers, they're 31-28, ninth in the West. They recently lost to the Suns, a 113-123 loss to the Phoenix Suns. The Suns are 34-24, fifth in the West. Um, the story of this game was that the Lakers only shot 8 free throws. That's a weird thing to see, being that you have a team with LeBron and AD and Hachimura, Reeves, guys all like to get to the paint. This is the 13th time that the Lakers have had a 10th point plus deficit to a team in the first quarter. Only Portland has been worse this season. Um, the Lakers are 1-2 since the All Star break. They have lost to the Warriors and the Suns. Only team they have beaten so far since All Star break is the Spurs. Um, this is alarming because going into the All Star break, as we mentioned in the last episode, they were on a 3-game win streak going into the break. Um, do you have any worries with the Lakers, and what do you think the Lakers ceiling might be this year?
I have no worry with the Lakers. I don't even like the Lakers. Why would I worry about the Lakers? I think the
This,
Lakers are not even making the playoffs. I had them not making the playoffs all season. That's me, bro.
not
I
that
had them
bullshit.
not making the playoffs the whole season, bro. I've never even pictured the Lakers being in the playoff picture. So them even being 9 is like they're busting the ceiling for me already. I had them getting probably a cool 40 wins, being number 11 in the West. That's what I had. I mean, I don't expect the Lakers.
What 10 teams you thought was going to be better than the Lakers this year? You do realize the Lakers in the West Conference Finals last year, right? With the
The eight
same
the
crew.
the 18 that are already better than them. I thought Ja was gonna come back and elevate the Grizzlies,
Yeah, the Grizzlies. Yeah,
and
they
and I
should be
had the
better.
Rockets being better than they were, than they are.
The Rockets were better than they were last year.
I mean, but I had them making their 10th spot in the playoffs
Over the Lakers?
for sure.
I don't know about that.
It
you
still
got
makes
you
sense
got
how I
bro.
mean
You
the
got
Lakers are number 9. They are number 9. They're definitely not
yeah.
making the playoffs.
They're making the play in at least. I mean,
They're
they're
not
not gonna lose.
making the
They're not
play
losing
in.
in the play in. They're
They're
not
not
losing in the play
making
in.
the play in, bro. They're not making the play in.
So you think the Jazz, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the Trailblazers, or the Spurs is going to beat the Lakers at the play in?
Not the Spurs. They're already out of playoff potential.
The whole Grizzlies team in Cancun. The
I mean, for sure.
Trailblazers got DeAndre A don't want to leave at his house because it's ice outside. The Lakers ain't gonna let Udoka and Dylan Brooks beat them out. I don't know why the
They
Jazz. I
already
don't
have.
know why the I don't know why the Jazz in the 11th spot. I would think that the Rockets over them. The Lakers they not getting beat out the play in. You want to know what I think? You want to know what I think? If the Chiefs had a regular season like they had and they won the Super Bowl, the Lakers and the Warriors should be able to get to the playoffs.
You can't
I'm
say
just
that, bro.
saying.
You can't say that.
I'm just saying.
That's not the same season. The Chiefs were middle of
That
the
is the
pack,
same
bro.
season.
The Lakers
It's
are
the same
literally
season.
the Lakers are edging the playoffs, bro. The Chiefs were middle of the pack the whole season. They never would like just.
The Lakers are middle of the pack.
They know
It's a different sport though. You gotta understand, like being middle of the pack in basketball, well, NBA is 7 to 10.
That's not. Is that
It
true?
is middle of the pack.
That's sort of true, but it's sort of not though.
Oh shit! No.
What that mean? What does that mean?
Cause like you 9 and 10, like you're the bottom half, like you're literally the bottom half.
But you know, with the play in now, that's more middle of the pack. Cause you think about it, the Heat, they went to the finals last year, you know, as a spot. The Lakers, they was in the play in last year. I can't remember they was 8 or 9, but they was in the play in last year.
That was 7, I think, bro.
I know, but they won the 7th spot in the play in. When they went into the play in, they were either 8 or 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they won the game, then made themselves the 7th seed, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals. And obviously, it was a 4-game sweep by the Nuggets. But if you watch the games, they were close in every single game. So
They're not this season.
I mean, I think it's a right end that they making the playoffs. I don't know who's gonna beat them out in the play in for it. My ceiling, I don't want to count LeBron and AD out from going to the finals, but seeing how they made the Western Conference Finals last year, I can't write them off from being Western Conference Finals last year, especially when they have basically the same roster.
They got a few poor calls, but it's whatever.
Wait, what?
They got a few calls, bro. Like they weren't supposed to even pass.
Bro, they shot 8 free throws in this past game against the Suns.
That's because
LeBron, AD, Reeves, and Hachimura.
Bro, they already get pulled. They get calls all the time, bro. Like when they don't get called, they lose games.
Hey, it's me. No, this is not part of the podcast footage, but I had to add this little video in because King James want to be King James after we get done recording, and my boy Tweety was talking crazy about his name. So hey, I just want to say shout out King James, shout out Go James, shout out to the Lakers beating the Clippers. Clippers had us down 21 points in the fourth quarter. Guess what? King James erased that. He had 34 points, 21-point comeback, 5 threes by himself, 19 points by himself in the fourth quarter. That's what Go James does. Clippers gonna clip, and LeBron is gonna be LeBron. Shout out LeBron. Shout out the Lakers. Continue with the pod. So let's get to this 5x5 by Wemby. Victor Wembanyama scored a 5x5, and they lost to the Lakers, 118 to 123. When we dropped 27 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks. He nearly dropped a quiet 5x5 against Sacramento on the game before. 19 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, 5 blocks. A 5x5 has only occurred 22 times in NBA history. Hakeem had 6 of them, and Yusuf Nurkic had the last one in 2019, and a 24-point, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 blocks, and 5 steal game against Sacramento. What do you think about Wemby reaching this feat, and what do you think it says about his rookie season?
It's the greatest rookie season of all time behind Will Chamberlain, which might not even be real. So I mean, it's the greatest rookie season.
Why you gotta be so dramatic every time? It's the best one. Everything is not the best one of all time, man.
This is the greatest rookie season of all time. There's never been a rookie that just comes in and dominates on defense and offense the way that he does, and he would be defensive player of the year if he wasn't on the worst team.
Do you think he's hedging Chet's for the rookie of the year?
I believe it's a lot closer than people think, but he still has them by a lot unless Chet can upgrade to averaging at least 19 to 20 points. So like it's a gap right now. It's definitely a gap. And Wemby, if he continues to play the way he playing and Chet doesn't improve, yeah, he got him. Yeah, he's definitely the rookie of the year right now.
Trying to look at the numbers real quick. Chet is averaging 17 points per game, 7.8 rebounds a game, 2.7 blocks. Um, See if I can get Wemby real quick. Wemby is averaging 20.6, 10 rebounds a game, 3.3 blocks. Obviously, the Thunder are much higher um, in the standings. I want to say the Spurs are 12 seed. Thunder is like the third seed. Thunder is the second seed. Um, I think with the agenda and the politics that you usually see with the NBA and the Rookie of the Year, I think in the past when you look at uh, Carmelo and LeBron, their rookie year, Melo he had a better team, better record versus LeBron, who much worse team, much worse record. Then you look at the year Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell had a much better team, much better record. Obviously, Ben Simmons, 76 weren't that good that year. Um, Off that precedent, I would probably hedge toward Wemby because it's just what the league does. Obviously, if you have a player who's a number one pick, they're going to be on a team that's not that good. So just going off of precedent, I'll probably say that Wemby has a better chance getting the rookie of the year over Chet, but I wouldn't rule that out, especially considering just how different the records are. But you never really know how the media is going to vote for a award like this. So
You know, I think Chet is averaging like 23 since All Star break. It's like 23, 24.
moving on to Doc Rivers. This past week, Doc Rivers told NBA on Sirius XM that he told Bucks ownership, "I don't understand why you're doing this." In reference to firing Adrian Griffin before the All Star break. The Bucks are now 7-8 since Doc took over on January 29th. They're now 37-21. They're third seed in the East. One, do you think Doc Rivers is telling the truth? And secondly, do you think it was a good move for them to move on for Adrian Griffin and picking up Doc Rivers in the middle of the season like this?
I don't think I don't think the move was iffy, but I don't think it was the right move. I mean, you didn't need a head coaching change unless it was some locker room things. When I haven't heard any locker room things so far, and the team was doing well. I think they were like, weren't they number one in the East at a point?
I want to say that was second. I don't think that was number one.
Okay, so they were second in the East. So you were one of the better teams in your conference, and you were playing better. You playing real great with Damian Lillard. Not being so much of Damian Lillard, but he had been playing okay. I don't think you fire your coach in that situation unless it was something going on in the locker room. I don't think you fire your coach. And Doc Rivers said just know what's going on. So I guess they just made an ego move. So
I think the thing that people looking at the most was that it was a lot of chatter with the players, namely Giannis, in the media. Towards the beginning of the season about um, they don't feel like things are being organized. They don't think that the right things are going on. And when you use terms or language like that, you always going to look at coaching. And it was times in games where you saw Giannis, and Adrian, arguing on the sideline and things like that. So when we have a look like that, it's very bad optically. So I think that's probably why they made a decision. But when you look at the Bucks organization, everything they do is for Giannis. You know what I'm saying? You got Thanasis, he's 14th, 15 guy on the bench. Um, they had his other brother, I forgot his name, but he didn't stay the whole season. I think they signed him and he got waived in training camp, but obviously he did get bread for the time that he was there. And then they helped. I know Giannis' parents, they had a hard time with their visa and their citizenship coming to America. I think they failed 2 times. They failed 3 times, and you no longer qualified to be a U.S. citizen. And the Bucks help with that. So whatever Giannis hints suggest, the Bucks are going to do it. And when you have the look of Adrian and uh, Giannis arguing on the sideline, you got Giannis in press conferences saying, "Hey, I don't think the team is feels very organized right now," and language like that. Um, this is the type of move that a team is going to make. So it wasn't surprising, but when you look at NBA history, head coaches don't get fired in the middle of the season unless you got a tank, especially if it's a team that's at the top. Now you have a tanking team that's not like won less than 10, 20 games. Maybe they may fire their head coach in the middle of the season, but you don't see teams that's in the top of the conference firing their head coach in the middle of the season. So very, very weird decision, very tough one. Obviously, it was going to be some growing pains picking up a head coach, no matter who he was. It don't matter if it's Doc Rivers, Steve Kerr, Phil Jackson, anybody picking him up in the middle of the season. You see that, that they being 7-8 since Doc took over. Um, but think about the quote with Doc Rivers though. Like, do you really think he's telling the truth? Because if you didn't know, Doc Rivers, while he was on TV or whatnot, he was basically a consultant for the Bucks front office. So do you think he's telling the truth with his quote?
Mm, I don't think he's lying. I mean, there's no reason to lie about something like that.
Right, right.
That's not really a big thing to say. I mean, anybody could probably tell the ownership that. I just think, yeah, I think even he believed that, yeah, Griffin shouldn't have been fired in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. Doc has kind of a bad reputation now, being that he's been on so many teams, has won championships since '08. He's had a lot of great teams, had a lot of stars, blown quite a few 3-1 leads, 3-2 leads in the playoffs. Now in his career, so he kind of just have a bad rip in general, and it's not a good look for you to be a consultant on for a team. They fired a head coach in the middle of the season, they pick you up, so. Um, I think he probably should have left alone. I don't think he should have talked about it. I don't know if maybe the media asked him a specific question and that's just his answer. But hey, here's what it is. Moving on to some NFL. Yes, we're still talking about football. Continue with the NFL all season. Big story right now is NFL running backs being let go by the teams. 5-star running backs are either not getting franchise tag or is expected to test for agency. Pro Bowl running back Tony Pollard is not going to be franchise tagged by the Cowboys. All Pro running back Derrick Henry is not going to be franchise tagged by the Titans. The Chargers are going to let Austin Eckler test for agency. Pro Bowl running back Saquon Barkley is not going to be franchise tagged by the Giants. And Raiders are expected to compete to resign All Pro running back Josh Jacobs and not franchise tag him. Um, in very recent years, we've seen the running back position not being prioritized. Maybe some people may say respected as far as other positions like quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line, um, secondary players, things of that nature. What do you think about these star running backs not being franchise tag or expected to hit free agency?
I believe the running back position is a loss. It's lost in the league right now. A lot of people are looking to go for more of the air game, and get wide receivers and upgrade, the receiving core. If you do have a running back, you have guys like you want guys like CMC, guys that can catch and make a move off the catch and everything. So I believe, like Pacheco too. Like more teams are really looking toward the receiving back type of style of play. And I believe it's kind of missing the game more. I mean, I like the ground and pound part of the game. If when I play man, I watch football. I like the runs, the hard hits. So I just believe it's really getting lost in this losing culture in the league right now.
Yeah, and I agree, and I can't blame for officers for this because if you think about it, I, even I, as if I was a general manager, I would think that if I go into the draft and I give me a running back, maybe two running backs in the fourth or fifth round, I should be able to get 1,000 to 1,500 yards between them. Especially when you look at the landscape of the league right now, where you have a lot of teams that's going to the air. That's the name of the game now, trying to pass the ball. Um, it's kind of sad for me because yeah, I'm also a fan of running the ball. If you ever played me against Madden, I'm probably gonna run the ball 30, 40 times. That's just how I am. But and then obviously one of my favorite players is Derrick Henry, and I love him on the Titans. I'm not really sure who the heck we finna franchise tag if it's not him. I don't really know, but yeah, it's not surprising seeing a lot of teams not franchise tagging running backs because nowadays they franchise tag a wide receiver or a franchise tag a quarterback that's they can't come to a contract with, or they'll franchise tag an important lineman, or they'll franchise tag a important member of the secondary on defense. So I don't really think that's surprising. Not franchise tagging a running back, but it's definitely a mess up situation, especially when you look at stars like Tony Pollard and Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and you just saying we don't really value you like that. Um, it's a pretty messed up situation, but I definitely understand why it's coming to be like this. Going to the next topic, Justin Fields unfollowed the Bears and the NFL social media accounts on Instagram. So Justin Fields went on the 33rd Team podcast, hosted by Amon Ross St. Brown, and they asked Fields, obviously, why did you unfollow the Bears and NFL social media? Um, Fields responded with, "Why do people take social media so serious? I still mess with the Bears, this and that. I'm just trying to take a little break from football. I unfollow the Bears and the NFL. I'm just trying to not have football on my timeline. I know y'all mess with a girl. Just because you don't follow the girl on IG, don't mean you're not messing with her." St. Brown then asked, "Is Fields still messing with the Bears?" Fields responded, "Man, it's not even like that. It's something I just don't want to see on my timeline. I'm about to go on vacation. I don't want to see football." What do you think about his comments, and what do you think about the whole situation? With the Bears, the draft. Are they going to trade Justin Fields? Are they going to try to? Are they going to trade? They had the first pick in the draft. Are they going to pick up Caleb Williams or one of the other star quarterbacks?
I think after this woman rant that he just went on, he's definitely out the door. They're gonna trade him, try to get another little fourth, fifth round or whatever they can probably squeeze out of him. And they're definitely taking Caleb Williams with the first round of the draft, which I believe is going to be completely wrong. But Justin Fields really put this on himself. I think he definitely have heard something from like the management that he's going to be leaving the Bears. So I believe they was getting rid of him anyway. I don't believe this was like more of his decision. I believe it was their decision. And any decision they make is gonna be better than what they did last year. But I just don't believe like they're going about it the right way.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Today, we were recording this Wednesday, February 28th. Today, ownership came out and said that they're going to do the right thing with Justin Fields. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if they gonna try to trade him to a good situation. I don't know what that means they keeping him. I don't know what that means, whatever. But What you think about the analogy though? I think that's a pretty nice analogy. You know what I'm saying? Like you still mess with a girl, but even if you unfollow her on social media, that don't mean that you like still like checking her out. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty nice analogy, pretty fun. Um, but yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. Um, I hope they do the right thing with Justin Fields. I think it's only right. Um, but hey, it is what it is.
Am I frozen, bro? Like,
So I'm good. All right, cool. So technical difficulties on both sides. Um, Next topic, Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is expected to lead the Washington Commanders and take the job at UCLA as the associate head coach and offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury was signed as the Washington OC a few weeks ago. Um, what do you think about Eric Bieniemy leaving the Commanders and NFL to pursue a job at UCLA?
first off, I don't know who Eric Bieniemy is. I don't think anybody knows.
You don't know who Eric Bieniemy is?
It's the Commanders' old head coach.
No, he's the Chiefs OC. He's
Oh,
the
he's
mas
he's
he's the
old.
mastermind behind. Well, I ain't gonna say he's the whole mastermind, but he's the mastermind behind uh Patrick Mahomes.
Matter of fact, I do know Eric Bieniemy is. Okay, I do know actually. When you said Washington, kind of threw me for a loop right there.
So
Um,
basically, a little backstory. He started off in the NFL as a running back coach for the Vikings, 2005, 2010. Obviously, he had some influence on Adrian Peterson, who won the MVP as a running back in 2012, last running back MVP. Um, he was a running back coach for the Chiefs from 2013 to 2018. Um, Andy Reid upgraded him to offensive coordinator, and he was offensive coordinator for the Chiefs from 2018 to 2013. Obviously, Chiefs AFC championships, two Super Bowls. Um, After the Super Bowl against the Eagles, he decided to leave, go to Washington as OC there. Signed for 2 years. Obviously, was only there for a year. Washington went 4-13. They signed Cliff Kingsbury a few weeks ago. He's the new OC in Washington. He decided to now leave Washington, go to the UCLA assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. So now, what do you think of Eric Bieniemy leaving the NFL to pursue a coaching job at UCLA?
UCLA football. That's kind of weird. I mean, 'cause UCLA isn't like a big hitter in football. I don't know about
No,
in their
no.
conference, but I know about in like the whole wraparound. They're not big in football. They're definitely a basketball school. So I believe UCLA got something up their sleeve, And I don't know what type of money they had to pay him to come to UCLA, but he definitely got paid, and that probably what really went down in that situation.
Um, if you're unfamiliar with kind of his coaching situation in the NFL, he is looking to obviously one day be a head coach. Start off as running back coach. Um, he wasn't signed to be a OC with the Chiefs. Andy Reid saw him. He gritted his teeth for the Chiefs as the running back coach, and he upgraded him to OC on the Chiefs. And you would think that being the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Tyreek Hill for all those years, and winning two Super Bowls, he would be a viable candidate to be a head coach, especially when you got guys like um, the guy from the Bengals, OC being put head coach position for the Titans, and he's never was a play caller. So obviously don't want to make it a race thing, but it seems to appear that way, especially when over the years, I mean, so many guys have been put in great situations as OC and head coach, and they've never called plays, and they're holding this against Eric Bieniemy, who has coached a lot of guys. A lot of guys got a lot of great things to say about him, and he just can't get a head coaching job. And for me, I see this as a restart. Going back to college, being an OC. I know UCLA with the fall of the Pac-12, they either moving to the Big Ten or the Big 12. So they're restarting as well. So I would really like to see Eric Bieniemy get a head coaching job in the NFL one day. I really do think he deserves it way more than a lot of these other guys do. I would love to see Eric Bieniemy be head coach of the Tennessee Titans. I have no idea who the heck they just hired
Yeah.
from the Bengals. So hey, it is what it is. Shout out Eric Bieniemy. EA College Football 25 is releasing this summer, the first time in 10 years. Um, Big story going on right now is the NIL deal that is accompanying EA College Football 25. $600 is to go to all 11,000 players in FBS football. All 134 FBS football teams are going to be in the game. Um, all 11,000 players also is going to receive a free copy of the game. A lot of people think that this is undercutting the value of what the NIL deal should be for all the college players. What do you think about the current NIL offering, and do you think it should be upgraded?
I mean, with so many teams that you have, I seen the estimate. I think that still counts up to like what 33 million they said or something like that. And like that's a lot of money, that even though it's split like that, like it's only $600, that's a lot of money that a game is giving away just for college football players. Like you don't have any money in college for real. So $600 in a game that you're gonna be in, I believe that's a blessing, bro. So I believe you should just take your blessing the way you see it. Like there's no reason to just want like 1,000, a band and a half, like for like just appearing in the game when you want to appear in the game anyway. Like you would have did it without paying.
I think the big thing is there's a lot of pocket watching going on. There's a lot of pocket watching going on. I think $600 is a little skimpy, especially when considering
No way.
when you look at the 2014 uh college football, they grossed 85 million. And this is going to be the first game since 14, so it's a lot of hype. Everybody's going to buy it, and then 2014 money ain't 2024 money. So I think a lot of people looking at that like, hey, why not just make it an even 1,000? Why not make it 1,500? You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. I'm not counting nobody's pocket. Another thing is they're saying is that I'm not counting nobody's pocket. That's other people counting people's pockets, talking about EA need to give these kids more money. But another thing they're looking at is that with the the NIL deals, a lot of FBS teams, all 53 of their not 53, I want to say 63, all 63 of their players is in some form of capacity has some type of NIL deal, whether they're the star or they're barely sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Some people sit behind the bench in college football and they getting money. But I don't think that applies, everywhere. Obviously, when you think about FBS, you're gonna think about, Big Ten, Michigan, think about SEC, Alabama, think about all these teams, Ohio State, they come to your head first. But you know a school named Marshall?
Yeah, I've definitely heard of that.
Kennesaw State?
Yeah. I definitely know. No. I definitely know Kansas.
You know about the Green Ohio? I ain't talking about Ohio State. I'm talking about just a regular Ohio. All right, then. You know about James Madison?
I definitely know about James Madison.
Okay, they kind of popular now. You know about Sam Houston?
Nah, I've heard. I don't even know what color they wear though, so I just know.
But the main thing is just A lot of people when they think about FBS think about the big teams. They don't think about the little teams. So a lot of the little teams don't have the NIL money like Texas A&M. So $600 is kind of like hey, you're gonna put me in the game. Go ahead, cause it's the only thing that they got. If you the sixth, if you the sixth or third guy on a team like Sam Houston or James Madison, you're not gonna have just a given NIL deal like you play for UCLA or USC. So it's a lot of looks and pointing fingers and pocket watching going on with this one. But hey, it's not my money. I'm not getting none of the money, so I ain't got nothing to talk about. So hey, we're introducing a new segment on this episode called 5-Minute Fire Takes. I'm going to set a timer, 5 minutes, and we're going to have with this episode we have 2 topics, and we're going to have to talk about it in 5 minutes and give our fire take. The first topic is Anthony Edwards on Luka Doncic and SGA. Recently, in an interview, Stephen A. Smith asked Anthony Edwards, "How do you feel specifically you measure up against those two?" Meaning Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Luka Doncic. Anthony Edwards says, "I feel like I'm a better player, 100%." What do you think about that take? And the timer starts now.
And the Edwards is a way worse player than both of those players in the league. Luka averages 34, and he shoots 49% from the field, basically 50% from the field. And only averages 26, and he shoots 46% from the field. That is gradually worse. And he plays on a better team, so he doesn't have to take wild shots to get points. Like, he plays on a good ball movement team. Luka literally creates his own shot. As for SGA, that does the same exact thing, that averages 31 on the 54% field goal percentage. So I just believe Anthony Edwards doesn't match up with those guys at all, and they shouldn't be put in the same tier, and they should never be talked about in the same conversation.
Why you always gotta do that, bro?
Because he's real.
You don't have to be so dramatic. I'm saying you don't have to be so dramatic with it, though.
I'm tired of the comparison, bro. And Edwards just doesn't match up with those. He doesn't, bro. He doesn't. He like in no way he matches up. He's worse in every single category, bro. He doesn't match up with those guys.
Let me put a little sense to this conversation. Ant isn't a ball dominant player as much as a guy like Luka. And then you mentioned, Ant is on a better team collectively. You got, Mike Conley. You got Carrington. Mike Conley can give you 16 or 18 anytime you want to. Then you got Cat. You got Cat dropping 62.
Cat is a ball.
But just saying, and he doesn't have the same type of uses and responsibility that a guy like Luka or SJ does. And then a lot when it comes to hoopers, they don't like to look at stats. So it's like, we're looking at stats because we're on the outside looking in. That's all we can really just look at. They look at certain ball skills. For me, they all play very different games. I would say Ant, when we look at his ball movement, it's very Kobe-like. He doesn't, have dribble moves like a Kyrie, Jamal Crawford, guys like that. It's more, calculated. Every dribble counts. SGA, he moves more like a Paul George. I think they're like similar height. I want to say SGA is like a 6'6", 6'7", Ant just 6'4".
That's a nasty comparison.
What you mean?
That's a very nasty comparison.
What you mean? What you mean?
I wouldn't compare.
You don't think SGA got a similar? I'm talking about on offense, a similar movement to Paul George.
I would put Ant closer to Paul George and SGA, but that's just me.
But
Ant makes it look effortless too. So that's just me.
And then Luka, he got that slow paced game where he's on a different wavelength than the guys that's guarding him.
Definitely,
because he can slow down, speed up at his own little pace. It's very weird, very unorthodox. But hey, it gets him 34 points. Um, for me, I would say outright that I think Luka's the best player at up to 3. Looking at how he scores, how he can do things in so many different departments. He got 31 double doubles on the year. He got 10 triple doubles on the year. The other two guys can't even get a triple double. So obviously, you got to look at usage and things like that. But what?
I
I
mean,
just got to look at.
Ant wouldn't get a triple double because he has 2 all-star centers on his team.
Yeah, right.
And Shea just doesn't stat pack, as of other old other old Thunder players. I'm not gonna say names. I just did, but cool. But he just it's just not his game, bro. It's not his game, bro.
We got a minute left on the fire tape. Just quickly, KD joining the Knicks. KD reveals that his agent, father, and aunt all wanted him to join the Knicks more than anything. How do you think KD's career would have been different if KD joined the Knicks instead of the Nets?
Instead of the Nets, it was at the Nets time.
Yeah, like at the time where him and Kyrie went to the Nets. How do you think his career would have been different at this point if he would have joined the Knicks instead of the Nets back in summer 2019?
I thought it was the Suns, but okay. If he would have joined the Knicks at that time, I mean, didn't he had to get traded? I think he had to get traded. So the Knicks would have lost too much, man.
If he was that is a good point. He was a free agent at the time. Yeah, he was a free agent at the time, but because of the relationship that he had with the Warriors, he didn't want to just leave for nothing. So he did a signing trade with the Warriors and the Nets, and then the Nets sent D'Lo to Golden State. So I don't really know what the situation would be if he would have went to the Knicks. I don't know if he would have did the sign trade. But just for the sake of argument, just doing straight up, how do you think his career would be different if? But then Kyrie would have went too. They was gonna go to the same destination. So how do you think it would have been with the Knicks with KD and Kyrie now instead of joining the Knicks?
I mean, I don't think you have drama queen James Harden joining the Knicks with those two because I don't think James Harden.
I don't think they would have had enough cap.
Yeah, I mean, right. Yeah, I don't think he looked right as the Knick anyway. So I really think it wasn't a great move, but it would have been better. Cause like James Harden, he was the cancer of that Brooklyn team, bro. Like even though he was the one probably playing the most, he was the cancer of that Brooklyn team. And Brooklyn never reached its full potential. And I don't think the Knicks would have either. Like I don't think KD should have went to New York at all.
I just looked up the roster from the 2020-2021 season, which is the year that KD came back because he was a part of the Nets roster 1920, but he was injured. But he came back, 2020-2021 season. They had RJ Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Alec Burks, Taj Gibson, Kevin Knox, Nerlens Noel, Frank Ntilikina, Elfrid Payton, Emmanuel Quickley, Julius Randle, Austin Rivers, Mitchell Robinson, Derrick Rose.
Did you call the starting five? Is that who's on the team? That's not the bench going down. What
I'm saying, like,
Nick,
I was just giving you like name notable players from the roster at that time.
Bro, those guys are horrible. It's like you skipped the first 10 niggas and just started. Bro, what?
If you was to slide him in, it'll probably be Kyrie at the point. Was Quickly starting at that time?
He had to be.
Quickly probably was starting at that time. So they'll probably run Kyrie, Emmanuel Quickly, KD, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, if you would have said
you don't like that lineup,
bro, I don't. He made the right decision. He definitely made the right decision.
I don't know.
No, I don't like that lineup, bro. That lineup is horrible. That's like Burn on the Cavs, bro. That's literally Burn on the Cavs. That's like switching KD for Burn on the Cavs. That's literally what that is.
Why you gotta get so dramatic with it?
Because you literally have Kyrie and Bombs. Like that's literally switching Brun for
RJ Barrett not a bad player. Julius
he
Randle, I
wasn't
want
a
to say
good
was
player at that time. I think he was averaging like what?
I want to
15,
say that was
18?
his rookie year. That was either his rookie year
Right.
or his sophomore year.
And he
I don't
didn't.
know.
RJ Bell didn't really start excelling till like his third year. I want to say, like actually being like the player we wanted him to be. So like, no, that team was horrible, bro. He just
I
called
don't
up.
know. I don't know if it's that much. I don't know if it's that much different than the Nets. If you add what the Nets had as a roster, which I don't want to look it up right now, but if you add what the Nets had on
Joe
their roster,
Harris, Nick Claxton, those two
Joe
players.
Harris ain't play. Joe Harris ain't play. He was hurt.
I mean, but they still had him though. And Nick Claxton, bro, like
Yeah, Nick Claxton not bad. But is Nick Claxton that much different than Mitchell Robinson?
Yes.
I can't wait till I edit this. I can't wait till I edit this. Obi Toppin, he was a rim runner. He was a nice little rim runner his first couple 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
He can't shoot.
But they don't need it. They got KD and Kyrie. And Julius Randle. Bro, they would have had a big three. The Nets ain't
Julius
have a big
Randle,
three.
bro.
The
Julius
Nets,
Randle is never gonna be a part of a big three, bro.
he could be a nice third option. So you don't think Julius Randle could be a nice third option?
He's always been a horrible third option. He's only good when he's the first option.
I'm trying to think.
When
he was never the first. When was he ever first option?
I'm talking about like those games when he get like the 30 points. The nigga been took like 25 shots.
It's gonna be very interesting when I go back and edit this. So I can look at the stats.
Because Julius Randle is not good as a third option. I mean, if he's if he's a second option, okay, that's cool. He's not good as a third option, bro.
Going to some other news, we got Cam Newton being jumped at a 7-on-7 football camp.
You laugh at that, bro.
Because it's funny. Anyway, let me read the topic. Cam Newton jumped at his own 77 football camp. Bro, I'll try to read the topic. Coaches from the opposing team, TSP, Top Shelf Performance, were the ones that initiated the jump. These coaches were former members of Cam's team C1N, which is Cam 7B17. Did you? I'm sure you saw the video, but what was your reaction to the video, and just what do you think about the incident in general?
I read the incident reports, but I did not watch the video because I don't like seeing black kings that's trying to support and do things get jumped by in a 7-on-7 game. I mean, it's kind of crazy. But I just believe, like Cam Newton just went to the wrong community, trying to do something positive. And I don't know the reason, like the exact reason. I seen the apology and everything. But like I don't like jumping a black man trying to do better for the community. It's kind of crazy. It's really insane.
Yeah, and you've seen this in the past. There's been videos where Cam Newton, he's at a camp or he's hosting a camp, and you got kids talking crazy to him and stuff like that. I don't really understand it because maybe because he's a black quarterback. I don't really know. Maybe they just feel like they're able to do that because of that. Because I very much doubt if you have Peyton or Eli hosting the camp, if you got Tom Brady hosting the camp, or if you got who's another guy, any other of these great white NFL quarterbacks hosting the camp, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna see a result like this. And it's tough considering that these were guys that were a part of his coaching staff, so it's definitely a personal thing. I want to say I read a year or two ago they left his team to make their own team, which was TSP, Top Ship Performance. But I just want to say something. They got to be crazy because I don't know if you notice this. Cam Newton, a big dude. Cam
Yeah,
Newton's
big.
6'5", 6'6", 250, and in the NFL with shoulder pads on, he make linebackers and D ends look silly. So you got these average dudes running up on him, and he was like, and here's the other thing too that I kind of sort of appreciate. He didn't really fight back. He kind of just defended himself. Um, I do remember him. A lot of people talk about him putting one dude in a chokehold and stuff like that. He was really just pushing him off, and security or whatnot came and broke everything up. But I mean, you got to be crazy to be running up on Cam Newton, two or three average people, no shoulder pads, and thinking that you're gonna take Cam Newton down. I mean, that's just crazy.
It's really insane.
Moving on from that topic, the last thing is Bronny James, LeBron James' son, is not projected to be a 2025 second round pick, according to ESPN mock drafts. Bronny James at one point was considered to be a 2024 lottery pick. What do you think about um, him moving down and to another year after his fairly disappointing first season at USC?
I got Bernie staying 2 more years at USC, because this year was just pretty pitiful. I mean, when I mean, people are comparing him to guys like Jimmy Butler, and they have similar freshman seasons. So I just believe, man, you just got to stay and wait till you take that leap into the NBA. You're not ready right now. I don't think he'll ever be ready, but I think he can. He could be a solid role player. He can at least get a season beside his dad where they finish 11th in the Western Conference. They can at least do that. They're not winning the championship, but they can do that.
I'm not putting championship banter on Bronny James' name, but I think one thing that a lot of people are missing is that obviously before the season he had the cardiac arrest situation, and that is life threatening, and to come back and play basketball on the D1 Power Six level. Um, it's hard. It's tough. And pulling up his stats, he's averaging 5.5 points, 2.5 assists, 2.8 rebounds, um, on 37% shooting. Obviously, it isn't impressive, especially with the hype that comes around him. But you got to do understand that he did suffer a cardiac arrest, which is something that a lot of people don't even live behind, and he's coming back behind it and trying to play uh, Power Six college basketball. So um, I think it's going to take him a minute. I definitely think he doesn't need to come out this year. I do think he needs another year at the college level um, before he decides to make the leap. But college basketball isn't everything. You got a lot of guys like Westbrook that didn't have an impressive college career. You got guys like Jimmy Butler that didn't have an impressive college career, and they come in and completely turn around. So hope all the best for him, and I think he's got some talent. He's 6'4". He's not big. He's not big like his dad. Um, He's more point guard like. It's kind of disheartening to see how bad his shooting numbers are, because when he was in high school, he was a pretty good shooter. People were saying that for his age, sophomore, junior, senior, that he was a better shooter than when LeBron was when he was in high school. And obviously, it's two completely different generations, two completely different games. But I haven't lost hope in him. To have gone through what he has gone through and to have the pressure that he's under. I mean, hey, you got 4 years in college, so just give him his shot.
Yeah, I believe him. He'll make the league barely, but he'll make it. He'll make it.
Uh, All right, so that was the fan take on Cam. That's Tweety. We'll see you next time.
Okay, see, I'm in the thunder. I be feeling like I'm chick. Switch up like KD, Draymond. Don't give me a tick. Double team, bitch, send your bitch. Hooping like I'm on the net. Working hard, can't get no rest. I wrapped it right off my chest.